Hi there, internet associate. It's Anthony, and I'm back again with my good friend.
Kyland.
And we're about to watch another episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. This is season 4, episode 3, The Harsh Light of Day. Well, we know that that's not good for vampires, so you got any ideas of what might be going to happen in this episode?
I don't know. I'm hoping they introduce the big bad or they get into more of that military intelligence thing now. I kind of just want them to unload the story on me now. I want to see what it, and maybe I'm just rushing, like getting anxious before, like, because they may want to just give us another Monster of the Week episode like last week, but I don't know. I just kind of want to just get right into it. I want to see everything. I want to get to those episodes where like they start giving individual characters the spotlight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Building upon their growth and all that. Like,
Yeah.
If we follow the trends, which has sometimes worked out for us and other times not, but if we follow the trends of the season to determine what to expect, in season 2, that was School Hard, that third episode of the season. In season 3, it was Faith, Hope, and Trick. So those are pretty good episodes that kind of, set stuff up that lasted for a good portion of the rest of the season. So maybe we could see that again here. Look at Oz up there rocking out.
Directly. Not all week.
I used to not realize that if you were looking at somebody in the mirror and they made eye contact with you, that means they see you.
But we're not here together tonight. I don't want to crowd them.
What did you think it?
I don't know what I thought it meant.
I just want to let you know I'm heading out. And it's not real safe around here, so if you walk back to your dorm.
How silly of me not to plan ahead.
Little does he know, it's really more like she's walking him.
Yeah, really. I like how she just played that off though. Buffy's so smooth though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why so funny, Willow? You haven't changed a bit. No, you neither.
Oh, maybe a little.
Who is this? Oh,
Harmony.
okay.
Because remember Whoa! Wait, what?
What?
Because remember she died last season? In the season finale?
Oh yeah. Wait, no, who?
Harmony, she got bit by a vampire during while all the chaos was happening.
Oh yeah.
But she just bit Willow though? Wait, what?
Yeah, what happens now?
Things just escalated so quickly right there.
They really did.
What's what?
You have a scar.
Right.
So you're just gonna caress her neck as you look at it.
Angry puppy. So,
Parker knows what he's doing
I
here.
get to see any of your scars?
Everybody says they get it. Oh, man, me too. Live for today. But what they really want is an excuse to goof off and not study for finals.
Also
This
a valid
music
life
is
choice.
just
Killing me.
really,
But
That's
you
why
know
I
they
kinda-
always have
Cool to
music
find
when the
someone
couples
else
are
who
talking.
understands.
really.
Do you want to go to the party?
Yes.
I'm not enjoying this.
Wow, that went pretty
so
well. I
incorrect.
think they're
We
both
can
pretty
finish.
good at that whole
I don't
thing.
get your crazy system.
Yeah.
System? It's cool.
You should lock
Wow.
your door.
Believe
She's
me,
just gonna
I am
walk
kicking
in?
myself.
Anya?
I said you were working here?
Yeah. Need some money.
So where's our relationship going?
Our what? Our who?
Relationship. What kind do we have and what is it progressing toward?
We have a relationship.
This is really news to him.
See, these things kind of have to develop on their own.
All right. How?
I don't know. It just happens.
What's about to cut to?
This is it.
I feel like this is a purposeful parallel between how their thing went and how Xander
Kind
and
of wood veneer.
Anya's thing just went.
It's nice.
Definitely.
Stop and marvel at the concept.
Guy dating Harmony dead. Must be like the most tolerant guy in the world.
I love how you can just always tell when they're about to make a cut based off the dialogue.
Yeah.
Hi, baby. I'm back.
Oh snap!
What? Spike?
Been a minute since we've seen Spike.
Yeah, we have. Last episode, I was really impressed.
I'm not keen
Let's
on
see
tumbling into
here.
someone's septic tank.
No old Romans.
You want to dance?
No, let's have a meaningful talk instead.
Oh. There goes the whole secrecy thing.
Harmony.
Buffy, hi. She left him for a fungus demon. That's all he talks about most days.
That's confidential.
You're going.
Yeah, but as soon as we have the gem of Amara, you're gonna be so.
She's just giving away all their plans.
Wow. Harmony is really stupid.
It is customary to call before you show up. Not that.
Figure out why he ran away.
This is crazy. I don't like that.
Why they were
What,
here.
Xander
They were
and
looking
Anya?
for the gem of something.
Yeah.
Can we eat a doctor so I can get a stethoscope and hear my heart not beating?
What does it take to get you to shut the hell up?
Shaped, and frankly, it's ludicrous to have these interlocking bodies and not interlock. Please remove your clothing now.
Why is
And the
everybody
amazing
being
thing?
seduced this episode?
Still more romantic than Faith.
Now what do? Just stand here and watch?
Funny. So what do you think about Parker?
I don't know. He's kind of whatever for me.
I switched to history.
History? Fascinating dates and compelling places.
But there's something amazing about these huge events that when you dig down into them, they're all about people. It seems like people are swept up in events they couldn't control. But I don't believe that.
Such a college guy thing to
You
say.
always have a choice.
Yeah, really.
So you always have a choice. It's kind of like what Buffy said to Giles that one episode. Not Giles, the guy with cancer.
Because I could stop if you wanted. It's your choice.
Dang.
Yeah. She made a choice, all right.
Call me, I need to talk to you right away.
She is not trying to talk.
It's pants.
Hey, you're up.
You're here.
I live here. Warm soda and
She was not expecting him to be back, huh?
Breath mints. Wouldn't be turning him down right now.
Wow.
Cutting between these two couples is so funny.
You love that tunnel more than me.
I love syphilis more than you.
Wow.
Can vampires even get that?
If from this point on I heard bugger all about sodding France.
I don't
That
know why
British
I let you be so
slang.
mean to me.
Love hurts, baby.
She just staring at that phone. Dang.
That would be something. And then we could go to France. And I always wanted to go to France and stay in a chateau. And you could take me shopping and...
Whoa.
I can't believe
But
you
what?
Hold on.
Oh. It's that ring.
I think I'll go play outside.
That's crazy. He was really gonna kill her.
Parker?
Uh-oh.
Buffy. Buffy Summers, this is Katie Loomis.
What's going on?
I thought things were pretty clear.
I didn't mean to miss. I'm sorry.
Look, I really have to go now.
Why was her apology more sincere than his when she was the one that doesn't even have anything to apologize for? They really just fighting in the middle of the day right now. It's so weird seeing Spike just in the harsh light of day.
Yeah, it is.
Spike is so pathetic once he's doesn't have his ring on and is in the sun frying.
She's giving the ring to Angel. Don't make a fuss.
Buffy, are you sure?
He should have it.
Wow.
Hey, yeah, really good episode. I enjoyed just about every aspect of it. I feel like it was building on some good character moments here.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's cool we got to see Oz performing again.
Yeah.
That's always a nice little treat to see when you in a Buffy episode.
Yeah.
It was interesting. It was titled "The Harsh Light of Day," and then Spike fought in the daytime.
Mm-hmm.
Thought that was a pretty nice little cool.
I wanted to ask you what you said. I wanted to ask you a few things about while we were going through. One thing you mentioned, you didn't really like Anya and Xander. What what was it about that was rubbing you the wrong way?
I don't know. I just think they're just trying to give Xander something to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like that.
You don't like that they're giving Xander something to do, or you don't like the way they're doing it?
I don't like the way they're doing it.
Mm-hmm. So is it because you don't like Anya, the character?
It's not that I don't like Anya, but I just feel like Anya could have had her own stuff going on.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, yeah and no. I see what you're saying. I agree that she could, but I also think like at this point, it feels like, you know, being that we've barely seen anything of Anya before and we've known Xander, I can see why, you know, right now her character would be like, you know, coming in off of his character, basically having a storyline with him. Because I mean, like we talked about, we're still kind of in a place where they're rebuilding the show and resetting things up. So I mean, like it seems like if they had a whole Xander storyline going on and then a whole separate Anya storyline when Anya isn't even like a main character or anything, I could also imagine that getting kind of cluttered. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. Not that I.
Yeah, that's true. I can see what you mean.
But I see what you're saying too. Like you rather see her character do something in her own context rather than.
Yeah, like that.
Mm-hmm. I see what you're saying. I mean, I do think Anya's a pretty funny character. I think it's really cool the way that they've sort of evolved her character since The Wish, when, you know, she was mainly just a vengeance demon. That's all we really knew her for. She had a little bit of a funny moment at the end there when she when it wasn't working and she kept on saying whatever that saying was that she said every time she would turn around. But then now it feels like they've sort of evolved her into like this kind of really funny, sort of in a way witty character that kind of I feel like matches Xander in some ways.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so that's why I kind of like their dynamic and everything and just the way they play off of each other. So I'm kind of enjoying them so far. What about Spike and Harmony?
Oh man, I don't like them together either. I feel like Spike really disappointed me this episode.
How so?
I don't know. He just came so far in his last episode that I was just expecting his next addition to the show or whatever. I was expecting it to be like something really, really, really good, you know.
Mm-hmm. So I guess I'm asking under what quality criteria do you define good in this case? Do you mean like really good, like he's like his character is progressing to like in some way, or like good like the story or the thing that he has going on in the episode is really interesting? Like you didn't think that this whole gem of whatever thing was an interesting enough goal for him to have this episode?
Yeah, I would say both, honestly.
I'll just say right now, I actually did like this episode a lot too. Like you said, I like most aspects of it I liked. And I thought, while Spike and Harmony, from the standpoint of them being like, so from the standpoint of their dynamic on screen, I found it very entertaining and enjoyable. Like, I just thought it was funny the way that they were playing off of each other. I really like how they evolved Harmony's character now too, because she's been around since like the second episode of the whole series, and has evolved from being kind of like a background character that just sat near Cordelia to being kind of like a mean girl that was a sort of a foil for Cordelia, to now being kind of her own fleshed out character that is providing her own little brand or mark of entertainment to the show. I feel like she has an element of comic relief there too that is a bit unique from anything we've seen. So I enjoy watching them. I enjoy watching them. Now, definitely as a couple, just like, outside of the context of television, I'm definitely like, yeah, these two are terrible for each other. This looks like such a toxic relationship. But I mean, yeah.
What else?
So also there was Buffy and Parker. So you had already said you kind of didn't like Parker. Did you mean you didn't like him as a person, or you didn't like what his character seemed like, the way his character was being written? Yeah.
I just, as a person, I could kind of see it coming,
Yeah.
But just his character, I don't know. I don't know why they had to just break her down like that.
Well, I mean, I feel like obviously it sucks to see, you know what I mean? But also in TV, sometimes it's better to see something that sucks to see for a character. Best way I can think to put that. But like, I guess I was wondering if that, that, I don't know whether you call it a plot twist or whatever, the fact that everything that he had been saying to her and that entire persona that he had been showing her was a lie that entire time. Did that reveal in any way change your thoughts about his character, or still the same? Because I know for me, I'm like looking at it at first and I'm like, yeah, this dude does kind of feel like, inauthentic, ingenuine. This doesn't feel like a real person, da 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 da. But then when I find out that that's because he was literally faking and lying and all that, I'm like, oh, now this episode makes a whole lot more sense. And his character is a lot more, at least feels more appreciable from a television standpoint, I guess. So I just want to know, was there any type of change there to you, or you just
no change for me?
Yeah,
I just didn't think you should have done Buffy like that.
Fair enough. I mean, to me, it's really interesting watching the way that these things that Buffy is going through this season are sort of bringing her back to like just the basics of being a young college student. You know what I mean? Like, it's sort of just like how some of the things she went through in high school would just bring her back to being a high schooler. I feel like so far it feels like this season has been doing that even more so with college, because while she was in high school, even though, yes, she went through some of the typical high school problems here and there, it felt like most of Buffy's issues were relating to, murdering her boyfriend and having to, kill multiple centuries old vampire and all that type of stuff. But a lot of the stuff this season has just felt so much like we're watching her kind of, I don't want to say regress, but just let her inner teenage girl come out. Last episode when she was being all petty with the roommate. This episode when she was, questioning her, herself because of all the messed up stuff that Parker was doing. Like, these are just like real life things that, people go through and that people respond to. And it shows that Buffy isn't necessarily like, above all of that. She's still going through it too. And that's probably, allows her to be a lot really relatable for viewers as well. That even though she's done all this other crazy stuff, she goes through all that same stuff as well. So I felt like that's been interesting this season.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's why I kind of liked how, obviously I didn't like that Parker did it, but I felt like it was an interesting narrative choice for everything. I also just thought like, it was cool structure wise or format wise, how this episode constantly bounced back and forth between, I guess it was 3 different couples, mainly, obviously Willow and Oz too, but I don't really think they counted this episode. But if we're talking about Buffy and Parker, and then Spike and Harmony, and Xander and Anya, it felt like they all just had these very 3 distinct, like, I guess you could say, dynamics,
Stories.
stories and dynamics between them. And it was just so funny the way it would cut, and it was like they were going through all not the same stuff but very similar stuff as it progressed. So like it was cutting from like the scene of Buffy and Parker flirting to Xander and Anya. I guess you could call that flirting, whatever that was they were doing at that point in time. Like to like when all three of the couples were in bed, to like I guess maybe when they were having more like, turbulent times. Like it was really interesting how they constantly had that stuff running parallel, and you could see the different ways they were handling it.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you didn't like any of the couples though. If you had to pick a favorite of the
Willow
like
and Oz.
Huh? No, not Willow and Oz. They don't count this time. I mean, like of the three that were shown this episode, like obviously all three of them had their own like flaws going on between them. But just from like a storytelling or narrative standpoint, which of these couples did you enjoy watching the most? I guess I'm asking.
Buffy and Parker, I guess.
All right. So what did you already talked about what you liked about this episode thing, right? I know you said you liked it, but then it seems like you said a million things you didn't like about it.
I think I talked about it a little bit at the beginning.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Well, anyway, I guess I'll look at the facts real quick. So Joss Whedon has mentioned in various interviews that Sarah Michelle Gellar disagreed with Buffy and Parker. Well, with Buffy sleeping with Parker. She thought it was too soon after Angel had left her, and she didn't think Buffy would do something like that. And Whedon told Sarah that when you go to college, you do stupid things. What do you think? Do you think it was unreal, out of character for Buffy? Or do you think it made sense?
I could see where she would be coming from with saying that.
Mm-hmm.
I think realistically, Buffy would have taken a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm.
But I can also see what Whedon is saying is too.
Yeah, I guess it's one of those things where you never really know. For one, because I guess Buffy's a fictional character, but even in real life, I mean, I guess nobody is that predictable. Everybody feels different ways at different times and makes different choices for whatever reasons they want to. And I mean, yeah, I guess I can see what both of them are saying, but I definitely think it's something that could happen. And when it does, it's not necessarily anything wrong with it. But at the end of the day, Parker was obviously the one who was being a jerk. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it was obvious that he was being deceptive. You know what I mean? It's one thing if it's like things are just ambiguous and it wasn't ever communicated and somebody just has a misunderstanding. But I feel like Parker was clearly just being deceptive and everything. So, yeah, it's definitely Parker just being a jerk. All right, so that'll be it for this episode. Go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let us know what you thought about it. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more. And head over to Patreon for the full uncut reaction way ahead of the YouTube schedule. Till next time, I'm Anthony.
And I'm Kylan.
And we will see you all later.